Here's something nobody wants to hear. You're not broke because you're unlucky. You're broke because of 5 specific habits you're repeating every single month, and they're costing you hundreds of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. The worst part? Most people don't even realize they're doing them. By the time you finish this video, you'll know exactly which habits are stealing your wealth and what to do about it starting today. Let me be real with you for a second. We're in July 2026, and the economy is sending mixed signals. The Dow is up 3.9% this month, hitting record closes, but the Nasdaq is down 4.2%. Tech and chip stocks are getting hammered. Gold is down 7.3%. Bitcoin is down 3.3%. This kind of volatility means people are panicking, making emotional decisions, and falling back into the exact habits that keep them broke. So let's talk about what these habits actually are. Habit number 1 is what I call lifestyle creep on a flat income. Here's how it works. You get a job. You make, say, $60,000 a year. Your rent is $1,200. Your car payment is $400. Your groceries and gas run about $700 a month. You're surviving, barely, with maybe $400 left over by the end of the month. That's your reality for year 1. Then something happens. Maybe you get a $3,000 annual raise. That's about $250 a month extra. You think, great, I can finally breathe. So what do? You upgrade your apartment by $250. You start going out to eat an extra time per week. You get a better phone plan. Now that $250 raise is gone, and you're back to $400 in discretionary money, except now your baseline expenses are $250 higher. This repeats every single year. The brutal truth is this: if your income stays flat relative to inflation, you're actually getting poorer. Real inflation in 2026 is making everything cost more, even if wages aren't keeping up. A $60,000 salary 5 years ago had way more purchasing power than today. But instead of getting angry about it and demanding raises or starting a side income, most people just let their lifestyle expand to match whatever money shows up. Then they wonder why they have nothing saved. The fix is simple but requires discipline. When you get a raise, a bonus, or any extra income, you have to redirect at least 50% of it toward wealth building before you spend it. I mean, direct it to your investment account, your high-yield savings, or paying down debt. Not after you spend. Before. If you got a $3,000 raise, $1,500 goes straight to your future self. Then you can enjoy the other $1,500. This alone would put you in the top 20% of wealth builders in America. Habit number 2 is treating high-yield savings accounts like an excuse not to invest. I see this constantly, and it's costing people their financial future. Here's the scenario. Someone has $5,000, $10,000, even $50,000 sitting in a high-yield savings account, earning 4.2% annual interest. They tell themselves they're being smart, they're being safe, they're letting it grow. But let's do the math. If you have $50,000 in a high-yield savings account earning 4.2%, after 1 year you have $5,200. After 10 years, assuming you don't add anything, you have about $77,000. Now compare that to the S&P 500. Yes, it's down 1.3% so far this month, but over the last 10 years, it's averaged around 10% annually. The same $50,000 would be worth roughly $130,000. That's a $53,000 difference. For doing absolutely nothing except hitting buy on a low-cost index fund. High-yield savings is perfect for actual emergencies. 3 to 6 months of expenses that you need to access immediately. But once you've got that covered, everything beyond that is just earning you poverty returns while inflation eats away at your purchasing power. Your money is safe, sure, but safety doesn't build wealth. Strategy builds wealth. I'm not saying dump everything into stocks tomorrow. I'm saying if you have $50,000 sitting in a savings account and you're not going to touch it for 3 years, you're making a choice to be poor. A better move? Keep 3 months of expenses in high-yield savings. Invest the rest in a diversified portfolio of low-cost ETFs. Yes, there will be volatility. The market goes up and down. But history shows you win over time. That's not a secret. That's just how compounding works. Habit number 3 is ignoring your net worth entirely. Most people have no idea what they're actually worth. They know what they make. They might know what they owe on their house or their car. but they don't know their net worth, the total picture of assets minus liabilities. This is a brutal mistake because what you don't measure, you don't manage. Let me give you a concrete example. Say you make $75,000 a year. That feels like a decent income, right? But if you owe $180,000 on student loans, your car is worth $25,000, and you still owe $18,000 on it, and you have $12,000 in high-yield savings, your actual net worth is negative $81,000. You're essentially $81,000 in the hole. You're not building wealth. You're just building the appearance of a middle-class life while your balance sheet stays underwater. Here's what you need to do right now. Calculate your actual net worth. Add up everything you own, your savings, investments, the equity in your house if you have one, your car if it's paid off, anything of value. Then subtract everything you owe. Mortgages, car loans, credit cards, student loans, personal loans, everything. Write that number down. It might be negative. It might be smaller than you thought. That's okay. That number is your starting point, and measuring it every 3 months is how you take control of your financial reality. When you start tracking net worth instead of just income, your behavior changes. You stop thinking about earning more as the only solution. You start thinking about reducing debt, increasing investments, and actually building an asset base. Investopedia has done incredible research on this, showing that people who track net worth build wealth 3 times faster than people who don't. 3 times faster. And it costs nothing. You can literally use a spreadsheet. Habit number 4 is staying in one job without negotiating. This one infuriates me because it's so easily fixable, and people just accept it. You get hired at a salary. You never bring it up again. You get a standard annual raise, maybe 2 or 3% if you're lucky. Meanwhile, if you switched companies, you could get a 15 to 20% raise. That's not theoretical. That's what the data shows in 2026. Companies build raise budgets expecting they'll keep you by giving you small increases year over year. But the fastest way to build wealth is to jump companies every 3 to 5 years. That sounds chaotic, I know. It doesn't feel loyal. But let me be direct. Your company isn't loyal to you. If they needed to, they'd replace you tomorrow. You have to treat your career like a business, and part of that business strategy is recognizing your market value and selling it to the highest bidder. If you're making $65,000 and a competitor would pay you $78,000, staying put means you're leaving $13,000 on the table every single year. Over 10 years, that's $130,000 you didn't earn. And that's not even accounting for the compounding effect of investing that extra money or the impact on your retirement contributions. Here's what I recommend. Every 18 months, spend 2 hours updating your LinkedIn profile, your resume, and reach out to a recruiter. Not because you're unhappy, just because information is power. Find out what you're actually worth in the market. If you're significantly undervalued, negotiate with your current employer, or start interviewing with other companies. At minimum, you'll know exactly where you stand. And knowledge changes behavior. Habit number 5 is waiting for the perfect time to invest. This is perhaps the most damaging because it's dressed up as prudence. I'm waiting for the market to stabilize. I'm waiting until I have more money. I'm waiting until I fully understand investing. Meanwhile, time, which is the most valuable asset in wealth building, is slipping away. Let's use real numbers. If you're 25 years old and you invest $200 a month in a diversified index fund, earning an average of 9% annually, by age 65 you'll have about $1.2 million. That's 40 years of compounding. Now, if you wait 5 years and start at 30, investing the same $200 monthly, you'll have about $720,000. That 5-year delay just cost you $480,000. And that's not even accounting for inflation, or if you could have invested more money. The truth that nobody wants to hear is this. The perfect time to invest was 10 years ago. The second best time is today. Not next month when you feel more confident. Not when you have more money. Not when the market is more stable. Today, right now. I'm not saying throw your entire savings into individual stocks tomorrow. I'm saying if you have $500, $1,000, even $5,000 sitting around, you should already have it invested in a boring, diversified portfolio of low-cost index funds. A 3-fund portfolio through Vanguard, Fidelity, or Schwab takes about 15 minutes to set up, and requires almost zero financial knowledge. You pick a target date fund based on when you'll retire, you set up automatic contributions, and you let time do the work. The worst part about this habit is it's a form of perfectionism disguised as caution. You're waiting until everything is perfect. Your finances will never be perfect. The market will never be perfect. You will never feel 100% ready. That's the trap. And the longer you stay in it, the longer you're broke. So how do you actually break these 5 habits? Start with 1. Don't try to fix everything at once. Pick the one that resonates most with you. The one where you feel that gut punch of recognition because you're doing it right now. Maybe it's the lifestyle creep. Maybe it's the high-yield savings trap. Pick one and commit to fixing it for the next 30 days. Then measure it. If it's lifestyle creep, track every dollar you spend and commit to redirecting your next raise. If it's the high-yield savings, move half of it into an index fund this week. If it's your net worth, calculate it today and commit to recalculating it every quarter. If it's your job, update your LinkedIn profile and reach out to 3 recruiters. If it's investing, open an account and buy 1 share of a low-cost S&P 500 index fund. Here's what happens when you break even one of these habits. Your financial trajectory changes. Not tomorrow, not next month, but over 5 and 10 years, the compounding effect of better decisions becomes astronomical. You'll look back and realize that the person who broke one habit 5 years ago is living in a completely different financial reality than the person who didn't. The brutal truth wrapped up in a bow is this: you're not broke because the system is rigged against you. You're broke because you keep doing the same 5 things that guarantee you'll stay broke. The good news? You can stop doing them literally right now. Today, this minute, the tools exist. The information exists. What's required is just your willingness to change. So here's what I want you to do. First, drop a comment and tell me which one of these 5 habits is hitting you the hardest. Which one are you doing right now that you didn't even realize was sabotaging your wealth? Second, subscribe to this channel because we're dropping this kind of no-nonsense financial truth every single week. And third, commit to breaking 1 habit this month. Just 1. Pick it, name it, and tell us in the comments what you're going to do differently. Your future self is watching this video, and your future self is hoping that present you makes a better decision today than you did yesterday. That's it. That's the whole game. Make better decisions than you made before. Repeat that for a few years, and suddenly you're not broke anymore. You're wealthy. And it all started with watching this video and actually taking action. Thanks for watching. Let's build wealth together.